This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here at the Rock Salt Spa. Since 2012, they have been Denver's first salt therapy spa, providing relief and wellness for the folks here in Denver and surrounding areas. I'm here with Denise, who is the owner, founder. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. I mean, quite honestly, this was a kind of a personal journey for you, turned into a professional journey. 2010, you were looking for a little relief yourself. Tell us a little bit how you got involved.
Yeah, so in 2010, I was starting to suffer with chronic sinus issues, and I had never had those before in my life. So I went in search of trying to find something alternative that might be able to help me, and I discovered salt therapy, also known as halotherapy.
Excellent. Let me ask you this. I mean, for decades, we have known that what we put in our body affects our health and our wellness. We're now learning that basically just the environment that we're in can affect our health as well. Tell me about negative ion. What is a negative ion environment that you've created here?
Yeah, so it's very similar to if you climb a mountain and you have that euphoric feeling at the top of a mountain, or when you're standing by a waterfall. The same types of things are happening with the negative ion environment. It's telling the body it's happy, it's peaceful, it's calm, it's neutral, is a term I like to use.
Something us folks in Colorado really love. We love getting outdoors and experiencing that. You can come in here and experience it now. A lot of therapies out there across Denver. I mean, I'm very proud of the fact that we're looking at a lot of alternative wellness here in Denver, which is kind of exciting. Share with us one of the therapies that maybe a lot of people haven't heard of, which is halotherapy. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so halotherapy was discovered hundreds of years ago in the Poland and Russia regions. And it was discovered as the miners would go down into the salt mines themselves, and they would be down doing their mining for days and days and sometimes weeks. And when they would come back up above the surface, they realized that their respiratory issues were diminished. So that's really where it began. And the United States is now picking up, and we were one of the first 25 across the United States. And now there's over 160 of them nationwide. So United States is really understanding how to use it more properly. And it's calming for the body, cleansing and natural. And again, creating that euphoric sort of feeling. I've had a lot of people come out the door and say, "Do people feel happier?" And I say, yes, it absolutely can make you happier.
So we're talking about an environment that we're definitely breathing in air that is quite a bit different than we're finding outside here. I mean, are there actual particles that we're breathing in? Explain that a little bit to us.
There will be a little bit of residual out here because we have to dust quite often because the particles are everywhere. But most of the therapy happens in the two rooms themselves.
One of the things I'm impressed with is the fact that this is a kind of therapy that you really don't have to do anything. It's not like you're going to go work out or you're going to go digest something. Quite honestly, you're just breathing. And therefore, a lot of the relief people have been experiencing is folks that have like asthma or even bronchitis or any of these type of breathing conditions. Share with me a few more there.
Asthma actually is one of our big ones. Chronic coughs that are unexplained and untreatable. Sometimes in the drier climate, we'll see people move here from near Florida or California, and they're used to the salty air near them. And they move to a dry climate such as this, and they develop a cough. So we've been able to resolve that pretty easily in a handful of sessions. Spouses who snore, we do a lot of that, so we help marriages stay together because people aren't having
That's got to keep people happy right there, just the fact that you're helping out with snoring.
Yes, absolutely. And then chronic sinus infections. For me, that's where I first got into it. So for me, that was a biggie because to live like that and all they ever want to do is put prednisone towards you. And I didn't do well. My body didn't process prednisone very well. So for me, it was a big saving grace, and I don't even have to do neti pots any longer.
Wow. So we're talking people with allergies. What about even the common cold or flu? I mean, if people come in here and walked out saying, hey, seems to have helped.
Absolutely. So my immune system is the strongest it's ever been, and I was a very sick baby and had bronchitis and pneumonia a lot as a baby. I haven't been sick in 4.5 years. So what I can attest to is that your immune system does improve and the strength of it increases. People can darn near cough on me and I won't get sick. So it's helpful for air flights. When you're breathing, the recycled air on airplanes, I have a lot of people who fly internationally. This is their first stop when they come back home.
That is great. So not only are we breathing this in, but also, we're in an environment here where basically our skin can absorb this, even our nerves or even our bones. Have you had experiences with people as far as skin goes?
Absolutely. So my favorite story is a gentleman who came to us and had gone through 16 months of testing, and the doctors were not able to find out what his skin disorder was. But he itched and scratched and could not, his quality of life was just really poor. And this was a last-ditch effort, and we hear that a lot, last-ditch effort. And I'm so glad for them to find us as their last-ditch effort, because in most of the cases, we're able to help turn it around. That gentleman got relief within about 3 or 4 sessions.
That is amazing, and I'm sure you felt great about that. Probably exciting for you to hear some of these stories. Not only do you offer one room here, but you actually offer 2. Let's start off with the first one and tell me, the room 1 is more of a quiet room, an adult environment, I'd say.
Correct. We use the first room is our quiet meditative room. Folks can sit in there and listen to their own guided meditation. We do play light music in the background, preferably adults in that session, although we do have some younger kids that are mature enough that they're able to be in there. And read a book. You can read a book, just any quiet activity. Some artists sometimes like to draw. I've had tattoo artists who come up with brilliant ideas and sketch them. So we've had just about everything, but some people just choose for quiet and silence.
Not to mention, I imagine you could go in there and fall asleep pretty heavily, maybe snore a little bit. So good idea to bring some headphones as well, maybe to bring in your music. Let's talk about the second room there. That is more of a family room or even a group room where conversation can take place, or even that of children.
Absolutely. So we treat all ages, and I say the youngest baby we've had is 4 months old. Typically, the pediatricians will recommend 6 months, though we will have some that will say that it's okay for them to come younger, so 4 months old. And I think our oldest has been 104. So we span the whole age range of from babies to seniors. And in the family room, people can visit. We often use it for book clubs. So it's a unique space for book clubs to come and not have to have a noisy restaurant. And they can treat their respiratory tract as well as getting the book discussed. So it's more of an active, talking community room where kids are welcome. And we also do massage in that room as well.
Interesting. Let's the session itself, just so the viewers will understand, how long of a session are we talking about here? Do you go in for close to an hour, or how does that work?
Exactly. It's 45 minutes is a normal session, though we do offer people to stay longer if they're really trying to treat a deep cough or something that they've had a hard time getting loosened up. If they're on the beginning stages of a cold or a flu, sometimes we'll offer them even an extra 15 or 20 minutes as part of what they pay. So long as we've got the space available, we'll always treat you a little bit longer if we can. And that extra 15, 20 minutes can just sort of kickstart the body into using the salt a little bit more efficiently.
One of the things when I go in to try alternative wellness, I actually, a lot of folks can go in the room and maybe not really feel anything, but later on start feeling some of the results. I like to actually feel something. I like when it feels like something's really going on. What are some of the things you hear that people go through?
Well, that's a great question because everybody is different. Every body is different. Every person is different. So some people will get results immediately, and that can come in the form of mucus draining from the nose. They can get a cough loosened up, so they may, and even pollution. So it's great for keeping the respiratory tract clean just from the pollution. So some people will cough step up immediately. My results typically come the next day. So I will just tell our clients, you may get immediate results. People who have migraines, fabulous. fabulous for migraines. No need to suffer. You can absolutely get relief. I had a lady who came to the high altitude, she was visiting a friend in the neighborhood, and she was suffering from a bad migraine headache that she could not have any light. And her neighbor happened to walk by and said, would this help for migraines? And I said, it's worth $20 to try, because that's what the first time price is. So she brought her over, and that lady got relief in 10 minutes. So that was an immediate effect. When she came out, she said to me, you saved my vacation, because she was here for 3 days visiting. So people can get immediate results all the way to maybe you don't notice it for 2 or 3 sessions. It depends on your hydration level. It depends on how responsive your body is overall.
Like you said, everybody is different, so it's kind of interesting what you go through in there. One of the buzzwords that we hear a lot in the medical world as far as wellness goes is inflammation. I mean, that is something that we're learning that can really affect our health. I know when we sprain our arm or sprain our foot or something, we soak our feet, or we soak it, get rid of the inflammation. This is almost like getting rid of inflammation from within.
Yes, that is absolutely true. So it's taking out the inflammation on the systemic level inside of the body. So what we know is that the foods, the environment we live in, we have all these conditions that are inflaming the insides of our body. And I like to read a lot of medical journals and medical studies. And what we're finding is that most everything wrong with society comes from inside inflammation. So why wouldn't you use something so simple and peaceful and relaxing to kind of take out that inflammation and allow your body to, what I call, right the wrongs? So you're giving it the space to be able to right the wrongs and clean and heal itself.
Obviously, you're creating a really an environment within each one of those rooms, but yet your whole entire place is an environment of relaxation. When I walk through the door, it's like, slow down and take a little bit of time for yourself. You have now utilized massage with that as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
We do. We offer massage therapy both in a massage room, which we call our premier, and that's most cost effective for people to be able to do an hour of massage and then 45 minutes of salt therapy separate. So they get an hour and 45 minutes of treatment for the best dollar value. And then you can upgrade to a VIP massage, and we do that in our salt room. So we combine them together, and we can do that for singles or for couples.
That is great. So you can come on in, maybe get your helotherapy before and then get a massage, or you can get it after, or you can really feel like a VIP and get it all in one shot.
Absolutely, yes.
I love that. This was a personal journey, like we said, for you, something that you experienced and you really wanted to share with others. Now that you look back and you began this back in 2010, just learning about it yourself, has it been rewarding for you, seeing and hearing all the different stories of people that have been helped?
Amazing. I get to do this every single day, and from little girls. I had one little girl who suffered from really bad asthma, and she was about 8 years old, and the kids always have a soft spot for me. And she said when she came out of her very first session, she said, "Grandma, it feels like I had a bath on my insides and I was born again." So she went back to her lungs feeling as fresh as they were when she was born. So I love it. I absolutely love it. From success story to success story, I could bore you with stories of how many people have gotten some relief. And even if it's just the happiness factor, I'll take it, right? Because we need happiness in society more and more every day. So I love it.
Viewers also make sure to check them out on Facebook there, like them. They're going to give you some insights of a lot of the experiences that have gone on here, some of the results, and also a lot of the events they have going on from time to time. Share with me on the weekends, a little something special going on in the back room. Explain.
Yes, on Saturday mornings we offer reflexology along with the salt therapy for $1 a minute. People love it. So you can add that on. You can pick your amount of time. So if you only want 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you pick your budget. And we run out of time. So book ahead with that, but you can combine those together and relax in our meditative quiet room with the reflexology.
Excellent. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their contact information. Basically, you can come on down. Great parking right out in front. You can wheel right in, walk right in. This is a place that is set up to relax you, take a little bit of time for yourself. This began back in 2012, the Rock Salt Spa. Breathe easier today. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here at Biscotti Hound. Since 2014, this dog biscuit bakery has combined really the passion of cooking and baking and the love of dogs and created some great treats for folks around the Denver area. I am here with Lisa, who is the owner, baker, designer, quite a few hats there. Let's start off a little bit about your story. Quite honestly, the corporate world said goodbye too many times, and you decided it was time for you to open up a new door and really follow a passion that you've had for some time. Tell me how it is you got started here.
Well, the first time that I was laid off from the corporate world, I went to work for a friend of mine who has another dog biscuit bakery. And I worked part-time for her, and I fell in love with the concept. And originally, I was going to purchase the store, which included the bakery as well as her retail store, but those plans fell through. She decided not to retire and not to sell, so plan B was for me to purchase the bakery, but she did not want to separate the bakery from the retail, so plan C was jump in with both feet and just go for it and start my own business.
That is great. Plan C has worked out well. As me and you know, basically, these folks that have pets, they're not buying for their pets, we're buying for their family. I mean, these furry friends are their family, and what better way to be able to treat them with a treat that we know has made with some TLC, some loving, tender care.
Yes.
Have people been very open and receptive to what you're doing?
Oh, they are. As a matter of fact, I have people just come right to my front door. It's kind of crazy. They find me on Yelp, they find me on Google, and they ring the doorbell. I finally had to put a sign out there to please ring the doorbell. If I don't answer, please call me on my cell phone.
That is great. I mean, if they say if you build a better mousetrap, people will found you. They've done that.
Yes,
Let me ask you, one of the reasons you've been successful thus far is being able to have a great quality product. By baking small batches, are you pretty much in control of the quality and the freshness?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the only way that you can do it. If you start mass producing, I think you lose that. I think you also lose the creativity and, you know, everything that goes with that.
One of the things you're able to control, obviously, is the ingredients. Very important what goes in, but also what doesn't go in, like that of preservatives or artificial flavors and colors, that type of thing. Tell me a little bit about that.
It is. There are a few products that do have a little bit of sugar, but the general part, the bulk of the products, I do not add sugar or salt or preservatives. All of my products are made with human-grade ingredients. There's no weird stuff that's in there. So honestly, if you wanted to eat it, you could. I actually have a retail customer. She eats the doggy gelato for her lunch. Seriously. It's banana, peanut butter, and plain yogurt, and that's the product that's on the very end, and she loves it. And we could eat it. It's just, you know, it's not sweet like you and I would normally eat. So
not only that, but for the consumer, it's a pretty stringent test that you have to go through to make sure before you put these on the market. This is something that you go through with all the products. Is that correct?
Yes, that is very important. I have to have all of my products, all of my recipes tested by independent lab, and then from there on, I have to file that with the Department of Agriculture, and there is a fee every year for each one of the products that I offer.
Let me ask you, are folks able to buy some of the products by individual piece, or are they purchased by the pound?
Both. You can purchase the biscuits by the pound, the half a pound. You can do individual items. The retail stores, I sell to them wholesale, and so they usually buy in big bulk.
Excellent. I see some flavors like coconut, peanut butter, apple. Tell me a little bit about these. Are these all pretty popular across the board?
They're very popular. The most popular, of course, is peanut butter. Dogs absolutely love peanut butter. So I'll show you a birthday cake here in a minute, but I add a little bit of peanut butter to the frosting. The peanut butter biscuit is the most popular. The Happy Birthday Bones are also the peanut butter flavor. And the coconut is actually good for their skin and coat and for their digestion, as well as us.
To me, it almost looks like almost kind of gourmet treats for some of these pups. We're talking about carob, mint and parsley, pumpkin. Those are pretty cool flavors.
They are. The mint and parsley biscuit is actually good for their breath. The carob is faux chocolate, if you will, because dogs should not have chocolate. Okay. And the cannoli that I have is the Cara biscuit that's stuffed with peanut butter and then decorated with just a little bit of sprinkles to add some fun.
I'm glad you said that humans can eat it if they'd like to, because I don't think I have any canine running through my blood, but it gets me kind of hungry just talking about some of the flavors you're talking about here. Let me ask you, obviously these are great for treats every day for pets, but also for special occasions like that of birthdays. You're talking about birthday cakes or birthday cookies. Tell me a little bit more about that.
It's nice to have the birthday bones that are pre-made ahead of time because people do come to my front door, and if they can't wait 24 hours for the birthday cake, it's nice to have the cupcakes that are available, and it's nice to have the birthday bones that are available. They're a quick, pickup item. If they do have time, if they do have 24 hours, they can get a birthday cake, and those they plan an entire birthday party with their friends and neighbors, dogs, and throw the whole bit. I've even had people ask, do you have candles? Do you have birthday hats? Well, I think I may need to start stocking those because sure, why not?
That is amazing. That's amazing. So quite honestly, if you're in a rush, you need something quick for something, you can basically get one of the bars there.
Yeah,
but if not, 24 hours notice, or even better for yourself, let them know that you can come down and get that as well.
Yes.
I see also some specialty items that are maybe more of a seasonal, like that of gelato. Tell me a little bit about those items that you've added.
The gelato really sells more in the summer, but it's still a healthy treat for dogs, and so I do make it year-round. The other specialty items that I make are decorative biscuits for the season. Sometimes I'll decorate them in fall, or I'll do spring and Easter, and definitely Christmas. Definitely.
Because of the great flavors and the great success you've had, have you thought about adding any, crossing over to the human side of consumption and adding something for humans?
Well, my friends will tell you that I am a very good cook and I am a very good baker of human food, but that's my fun part, and I don't want to mix the two. So I'll stick with this as my business, which is still fun, but the other stuff I'll just keep to just family and friends.
That's very cool. Right now we're basically scrolling on the front of the screen there for the viewers some of the shops that you can actually find your product at. Why don't you share with me just a couple that you've added recently that you would like to share with?
I am in Urban Dog in Broomfield. I am at Chewy's Bontique in Lowry, and I am at Heroes Pets down at Southwest Plaza.
Excellent. And obviously we've got, and you're always adding to that, so people need to go to the website and basically check it out there as well.
Yeah, where you can find us.
Speaking of some of the events around the areas, we're talking about grand openings that people have been able to try these out, been very popular. So you're able to go out to the corporate world. Let's say somebody's opened up a new business and they want to provide this. Is that something you can do as well?
Absolutely, and I also will come to your store and do biscuit tastings. People laugh, but it really works. So because people bring their dogs into the retail store, and it's nice to just be able to have the biscuits out so the dogs can try them, and it's a great way to sell your biscuits through the store.
That is great. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see, first of all, is our website. On the website, you'll see the contact information right there. Obviously, if you are close by to one of the shop locations, go check it out, and you can take it right off the shelf there. But if not, you can use her contact, business contact, get a hold of her. And just remember that basically it's a residential area, so please do not walk right in. And
Well, the door's locked, just in case.
Absolutely. And basically, you can get some of these great treats that she has put together. Really a brand new company. It's 2014. A lot of people have been really open and receptive. They love what you've got out there. I like the reviews online. People said they love the taste. The dogs love them as well. You left corporate America and decided to venture out on your own. This is really plan C for you.
It is.
Has it been rewarding, and have you enjoyed the process?
Yes, absolutely. It's great. I love it. I love to make the people happy. I love to make the dogs happy, and it's a fun business. It's great.
Excellent. Obviously, this is something that you started out as a passion. It's a new business, but what about down the line? Are you hoping to expand and get to a point where actually you're able to give back to society as well?
Oh, I do, and I do donate to a lot of charities and fundraisers for dogs and that type of thing. I have some plans down the road to possibly open maybe a dog truck, as like a food truck, but yes. that's kind of a secret, so don't tell anybody.
We're not going to tell anybody about that, but you can guarantee we'll be back if it goes on wheels. Viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. Once again, this is a company that began back in 2014, located right here in Denver, Colorado. That is Biscotti Hound, and you can find them right there online, and also check them out there in our local stores that we provided right there on the screen. This is Gary Atensu with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.